everyone has joined, and we really respect your time. And due to that, like I'm getting starting my webinar. So I hope my screen is visible to all you guys, all the participants. And thank you so much for joining and showing the interest for our orthognathic planning module, which is now upgraded with all new features. So we'll not just understand about the orthognathic planning module, but we'll just see end-to-end workflow. Uh, it is not appearing. Okay, let me just share. Okay. Um, is it appearing now, everyone? Okay, perfect. Thanks. Um, okay. And feel free to drop a message if anything happened about lagging of voice or any screen lagging, then let me know. Not real. The screen came and went back. Okay. Okay. Now I hope it's visible. Okay. Let me just reshare once more time. Okay. Now it should be visible. Okay. Perfect. Um, okay. I think now it's visible to everyone. So let me get started. So first of all, about the introduction of I am a senior manager handling the software business development in 3D Surgical. I have more than 6.5 year of experience. I'm working in the orthopedic, surgical planning, implants, as well as instrument, as well as for oral maxillofacials, cranium maxillofacial. I was worked for periodic planning as well as implant making. So that was my background, and then I also helped in developing the periodic planning softwares which can help in surgical planning, either for oral maxillofacial or orthopedics. And we were having a cloud-based planning platform right now from 3 Surgical, and I'm also helping in global reach and making the business bigger. So that is my quick and short intro, what I have. What we are going to cover today is like the end-to-end life cycle for orthognathic case. So it's not only about the orthognathic periodic planning, right? You need a ecosystem which can help everyone to start the case from the receiving of the data, right? End user, which is the surgeons, so they have the DICOM data and they want to upload those DICOM data. So either they need to go with some different upload system. So rather than that, we have a system, the ecosystem where everyone had their secure account and they can create a case. While creating a case, they can upload the data as well as the intros can be uploaded over there. And they can also share the planning related details like what kind of orthographic planning they requested, they want. Either it is leaf forward, BSSO, they want to move maxilla setback or forward or advance, right? So those all things can be added. Those details can be added within this platform. And once the case has been created, we have the next step, which is the medical image segmentation. So I think in last some of the webinars which was done by my colleague, uh, which is about the medical image segmentation, we have our in-house 510(k) cleared segmentation software, which actually help us in doing the segmentation for any anatomy. So same software can be useful to do the segmentation using the my segmenter, and we can able to generate the 3D model for maxilla, mandible, teeth, alveolar arteries, as well as skin, which is needed for the orthognathic planning. And then the third step is about the orthogonal planning. So once the segmentation is done, we can just re-upload those files, required files on the orthogonal planning software. where we can able to do the plan. It start from the landmark registration, then based on the landmark, it will show the cephalometric analysis. It also have intraoral scan registration feature. We can able to define osteotomies. We can able to reposition our segments, the osteotomy cut segments. Then also we can able to load the soft tissue, and soft tissue simulation can be done. And the key part, which is we everyone want to send this plan to the surgeon, or there will be a second review everyone wants, right? So that review can be done within a cloud by the third person who have the access of that case. And then they can also have all the features which can they with help of that they can either do the modification, also they can request for modification to the internal team members. So that how the end-to-end solution till the planning we have. And once this approval is came, the next part is about the splint design. So we are working on the splint design as well as within cloud base, but right now we provided the export feature, so you can able to export the plan, and we can able to create the design for the splint, or let's say the plates, as well as for the resection guides. So that can be done offline, and then that all things can be 3D printed and it can be used in surgery. So that is whole ecosystem. Today we are going to talk, and it is not just a video or something everywhere. We are going to do the live demonstrations. So we'll do the live surgery for one of the sample case from our past cases. So everything is start from the case creation form. So whenever user user having a case, they have the DICOM data. So of course they are going to have a zip file, and that zip file can be provided onto the platform. So we have this kind of platform where everyone have their logins. Okay, so this is our sample website. But similar way, we have a two option. Either we can provide the orthognathic planning access from our platform. Also, we support on providing the cloud-based platform with customer branding. Okay, and within we also host this application within their country, so that case management can be done like that way. So let's say there is an ex surgeon or ex user who want to submit a data for orthognathic planning, so they will have this login, and they will just enter username and password. And once they log in, they will redirect to this dashboard where they can see their cases only, not other person's cases. And if there is anything it came for approval, they can see over here. So let's say now they want to upload a new case. So they can go to the case list, or they can click here, or they can click here and just create a case. Here they can choose like what kind of surgery they want, like what kind of output they want from the manufacturer side. So they can select the orthognathic. There could be multiple option could be there. Let's say on the virtual planning, or virtual planning with the splint design, with plates, with resection guide. Right? So this all things can be configurable for the case creation form. And here we can add some, let's say, test data for creating a case. Okay, we can select the CBCT, and also even if there is a 3D printing required, then shipping is needed. So the end user can also select the surgery date. And here, let's say surgeon want Liport 1 and BSSO as example. So they can able to highlight, like if based on their pre-diagnostic, whatever they have the observation, based on that, they can able to provide some information over here. And now they can just upload the data. So let's say I have this DICOM data, and I also have the intraoral scan, which are scanned, right? So that will be we have in STS, and the DICOM data will be in zip. So just they will upload, they will click on submit, and now all files are uploading on the platform, and it will automatically create a case within a platform. And there is a unique case ID will be generated, because due to PHI information, further process will be followed with the case ID only. So let it be just finish a case meanwhile. Um, yeah. Okay, so it's about 60, 62. So based on internet speed, this can be like fluctuate. And of course, like one advantage is that it is like cloud based, so anyone can able to access from anywhere. So just they need to open from, let's say, mobile or let's say tablet or laptop or any desktop-based system, and they can just open this website and able to submit this case. So it is very useful. So now 100% is done, and now the user is going to automatically redirect to the case list page where automatically a case ID will be generated. Um, I also activated my mouse keys as well as my keyboard keys because there are some shortcuts might be I will press in orthognathic planning, so you can able to visualize clearly. Okay, and here we can see one unique case ID has generated, let's say case 706, where furthermore still they can able to see the details. If they want to modify any details, any notes, they can able to update it. Let's say they missed to upload any data, right? Then they can go to the same case and able to upload data from here. And now they can clearly see how many stages are there. So they will get the idea like right now it is the first step, then after scan review, segmentation review, design planning, planning review, and then approval, and then it will be complete. So that how they can able to see the whole workflow for the case. And now when case creates, it automatically notify the internal team member with this case ID with the email notification. And here we can see a unique case will be has been generated. So as usual, user can see the data from here and just go to the DICOM documents files where all files will be shown. So they can click here and just download all the data. So this is how like case can be created within a platform. So it is very simple for sharing the data. Now the next step is about the medical image segmentation, right? So as I mentioned, we have a desktop-based my segmented software. I'm not going to touch more on this software, just give you the glance because I want to cover more part about the orthognathic planning. But here you can able to import data, and it has all the manual, automatic, and semi-automatic tools which can help in doing the segmentation. It is a desktop-based Windows systems. So I have already have my system with me. So let me just show you just quick video. Okay, so let's say everything start from the input. We need to import the DICOM data, and after import, we can start with the thresholding based. Then we can do the edit segment over here directly on 3D and 2D both way. Then after we can create, let's say, like right now we are separating the teeth. So once the teeth are separated, we can go for the mandible, we can go for the maxilla. Right now we are doing the edit mask again. Okay, so there is the edit mask, splint mask, all options are there which can help in creating a separate bony part of mandible, maxilla, teeth, alveolar artery, as well as skin. So as you can see here, uh, we also generated the skin right now. Okay, and then we can also verify all the anatomy. So once this is segmented, we can clearly see this. I just opened already segmented data. So we have the mask. We can say the segments over here. If we want to see, I can just activate, let's say, mandible. Okay, and we can clearly see the mask over here. Okay, and we can able to verify. And if I hide over from here, and I can able to see the 3D models from here. So idea is after the segmentation, just we need to export our models. So we can go here, we can select all, and there is export button that all object can be exported in the STL files. Okay, so this is our my segmented fighting clear version. We also just did the advancement on the segmentation side. So we have a separate research version for my segmenter where we are cutting this time because of course in segmentation still it will require, let's say, more than a half an hour based on the expertise of that segmenter. But we have this research version where it automatically segment the mandible, maxilla, upper and lower teeth, inferior alveolar arteries, and the skins. So here, just I'm going to show you a quick glance for this one. Same way, just we need to load the data, select the series, and then after just we need to load that data over here. And then here we can see one AI button where we have right now the oromaxillofacial, knee, and hip AI. So just we started this OMF AI, and now it is downloading all the components. Okay, and you can see automatically it just generated the upper skulls, which is the mandible, then maxilla, then upper teeth, and alveolar teeth. So that's how we have the advanced segmentation software as well as both are available in mysegmented.com with 1 month free trial license. So anyone, if anyone wants, they can able to try. They can visit mysegmented.com. Now, next thing is about the virtual planning. So let's say we have segmented all the anatomy, and then after we want to upload the data on the platform. So we have segmented this many parts, right? Left nose, lower teeth, mandible, maxilla. So those all parts are segmented. So now what user needs to do, they can just process this case. Okay. So first of all, based on based on the each case workflow, they can able to decide like what step they want to keep. So let's say scan review, where scan review will be done. Maybe scan review checklist will be filled based on the checklist format. Segmentation will be done as we shown. We can see the segmentation will be done, and all things can be assigned to any user who is defining this task. And then after they can process this task from here. Even due date can be assigned. And once the segmentation done, then the design and planning will be done over here. Where just we need to upload the data again on this platform, which we segmented. So just we need to go over here. I will just select all the data what I have. Okay. And then we need to just map all the STLs with the predefined dropdown. So as you can see, there is a left nose, so which is the inferior alveolar artery left. Then there is a lower teeth. So I will just keep the lower teeth. Then there is a mandible, maxilla, maxilla, right now, soft tissue. Okay, soft tissue also we can able to map. Then upper teeth also we can able to map. So that how just we need to map it over here, and then we need to just submit, and it will start uploading the data within a cloud. Here, just as it is a cloud-based platform, so while uploading a data, you just need to keep a minimal size to make a smoother experience on the planning platform. Otherwise, it's of course depends on to the performance of the current system which people are using, internet speed and everything. So it's just uploading all the data. And similar way, we can also able to upload the DICOM data, which is already there, and the upper and lower teeth, right? So, sorry, the intraoral scan, which we already uploaded. So then after, just we need to click on orthognathic planning, and then it will redirect user to this step. Okay, so this is what we can see. So now we will start performing the virtual surgical planning, where we already imported the DICOM, STL, and iOS, and now we'll perform all the steps which I mentioned previously. So it has very interactive viewer. So by default, you can see the DICOMs with this quad view. You have a multiple view. If you want to keep this as a main, or let's say you want to again switch to the quad view, anything can be possible. Zoom in can be done. You can just see my mouse, which you can see as animated. And also if I'm pressing any key, you will see over here. So you can get the idea what kind of shortcuts I'm using from laptop. So I can press my control key, and then I can able to change my contrast. Okay, I can do the pen using my right side of mouse key. I can do scroll. Even I can just click on this scroll button, and then it can automatically like change my crosshair to that particular position, and I can able to activate and inactive from here. Then we have the option for the grid view, because sometimes it's related because it is all things is about the alignment. Okay, we are just correcting the alignment of the skull, right? So about the mandible and maxilla. So that can be done, and we have predefined presets. So let's say I don't want to do this kind of, let's say, control, and then I want to change my contrast, but I want to just directly do. So I can just select on bone, and it will be done. So that's how it can be done from here. And in 3D, left click, right click and mouse scroll will provide you zoom, pan, rotate. Okay. Now we can see all the models are loaded over here. So I will, and we can see it is properly mapped as we already predefined while uploading the data. Now, as usual, next step is, let's say we can clearly see the intraoral scan is at the different location, because as we know that has been captured from some different device, right? So this data has came from this CT data, but this intraoral scan has came from some different device as a STL format. So now we need to map this intraoral scan within a teeth. So later on, it can have in the virtual planning as well as in the splint design, which is most important. So, like whenever we click on next, we are moving from anatomy to registration, and we have total 8 step over here. And based on your available data, you can able to plan it. As example, just you want to do the virtual planning. Sometimes it's needed just virtual planning. They want and end users just want to see the virtual planning with the osteotomy, how the soft tissue is going to be look like, and they only have the city data. So they can just if they didn't upload the intraoral scan, then this step will be automatically skip, and we user can move to the landmarks. Okay. And even let's say the registration of this intraoral scan, if it is already done in offline any software, then while while uploading this intraoral scan, this user can select the maxilla intraoral scan registered, and then this registration also can be skipped. So that how it is. It has made smart enough that based on the availability, it can automatically change its workflow. Okay. Now we'll do all the stuff over here. Okay. So just we'll click on the registration, where whenever we click, it will give me a two view. Okay. Where I can clearly see this maxilla over here. Okay. And here I can see the intraoral scan. Okay. And now I just need to map my points. So it is a 3-point registration method, what we provide over here. So I need to just place point one, just left click, second point, then P2, just I will come to the P2, and then I will point here and here. Okay. Just smart enough like that it like similar location on the both side. That just we need to provide. And then P3. Okay. And when we press P3, it automatically show you the preview. So still, if we want to do the modification, right, we can do. But generally, it will do the about 95, more than 95% of accuracy will be done. And then the next step is about the review only. Okay. So still, if you find and you want to review this data within a scan, right? Because if we look into the scan, this contour, then it will give us more idea and more confidence, like it is registered properly or not. So I can keep it here. Even I can activate my crosshair and able to see in any view. So we can clearly see right now it is properly mapped. Even if I want, I can just do movement like this way. Okay. Even I can have a deviation of heat map. Okay. So let me just show you that particular part. So when I active this deviation heat map, it will show me the colored coding, like how it is mapped with my current maxilla. Okay, so just we need to wait for a second, and it is just right now calculating. I activate it. So whenever it's come, it will show the blue as a align and red is as a more than 2 mm. Okay, so here we can see clearly how this has mapped over here. If I just activate my maxilla transparency, you can clearly see. Okay, so blue means it is properly mapped. So we can see it is properly mapped. Uh, and then this, I will deactivate my this operation. And again, I will just make transparency as 100%. Okay. And even all the object which we uploaded, it will comes in the default. Okay, in left side collection. And we have multiple collection like system generated collection, some reference planes, landmarks. So all object will automatically map over here. So it will be easy to find that object and play with them. Okay. So just we will place here. And then after the next step, sometimes it's required, like as you can see, the superior side of the intraoral scan, it is not even surface. And I want to just cut this part uh, on the intraoral scan if required. It is optional. So I can just click on auto detect. So it is right now automatically detecting a curve, which can help us to do the resection for this maxilla. maxilla intraoral scan. So just we need to wait for a second. And right now it is detecting this surface. Okay. It's actually depends on the system configuration. Okay. Um, okay, perfect. So here we get now our automatically curve. So it depends on to actually the surface. Right now we can see it is almost there. There is one point which you can see it is not placed well. So I can just move my points. Okay, I'll keep my superior view, sorry, inferior view. And now I just need to do the just change. Okay, so just we need to make sure like it is coming outside to this intraoral scan. That's it. Otherwise, it will not do the resection as we needed. And yes, that if we want to do the rotation, right? Let's say there would be a condition. Let's say I want to keep a right view, and I want to move it little bit upside because I want to save my teeth. So still we can able to do from any direction. And if we want to do the rotation, we can click here and we can do the rotate like this way. Okay, and we can do the translate and can be moved. So this way we can do this cut, and if we are fine, then this we can apply cut. So now the above surface, about to this plane, whatever surface we have, it will automatically do the Boolean operation, and the top surface is going to be removed. So that process is now going to be happen. So now we can clearly see, okay, that it has filled my intraoral scan, and also the top surface has been removed. So now my first maxilla is done. And similar way, I can also do for mandible. I will just make it fast. As you can understand, like I'm showing the demo. That's why it's I'm just explaining all the tools. Otherwise, if we are doing the regular case, right, then it's take more maybe the half hour, like half of time what I'm just showing right now. So P3. Okay, and we can see there is a minor change. So I can just click here. Okay, now I just click here. Okay, and it has mapped. Okay, so I will try to make it as much as accurate possible, and then because I have a next step, it's about the review where I can do further modification, right? So I can come here, I can do some minor movement. Okay, and in this direction. Okay, and even I can press R as a shortcut key and T for translation. You can clearly see, and we can keep the right view. Okay, and make it up. Okay, so we can try to map this intraoral scan as accurate possible. Okay, and let's say if we want to do some other adjustment, right, from slider, that also could be possible. Then after I will just do the continue to cut, and again I will just resect my mandible from the lower side. Mandible intraoral scan. So this is a registration step. Sometime it could be possible like we are doing this registration like surface registration. Then we can directly upload those registered part, and the step can be eliminated. But yes, most of the time we don't have the register intraoral scan. So this step, registration steps, is going to be help in those conditions. So there is no further software dependency will be there, because this tool will give you the freedom to do the registration within a cloud. So we can just wait for creating a curve. Um, so it will take a few seconds only, and we can see that curve, and then just we need to manipulate that curve over here. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I will go to my superior view. Okay, and now we can see this time this curve was better. Okay, so it will not take more time to me. And this is optional step. If you want to resect, then only this will be needed. Okay, and then I will keep my right view. I will just check it is proper. No, it is not proper. And now I'll just apply cut. Okay, and after this, the next step is going to be like the landmark creation. Okay, where we have the landmarks which needs to be created. So now we can see our intraoral scan is registered and it is ready for the next step. Okay, so I will just click on next. And now my next step is about the landmark creation. Okay, so we have some mandatory landmarks. So as you can see, there are 16 mandatory landmarks. But you want, if we want the detailed cephalometric analysis, right? Then we can also pick this dental landmarks for upper and lower arch. There is some automatic landmark will be created based on, let's say, if you pick the left orbital center, right orbital center, then the orbital center will be automatically created. Um, so this is what we have. So whenever we come to the nation, right, we can clearly see one image. If I click here, we can see like where we need to pick this landmark. So for training, it would be very easy for anyone. So let's say I want to pick here the landmark. So what I can do, I can just keep my crosshair. So I'm just pressing shift and double click, and my crosshair is automatically came. Okay. And now I can just zoom out and this will see like if it is proper or not. It is not proper. The perfect position is here, right? We can see the deepest point over here. So this is my crosshair where so this is a, we can say, a sample reference, empty reference we can use as a crosshair. Okay, and then this we can double click over here. Okay, and it will be created, and it also allowed to create or move this landmark anywhere. Okay, once this is picked, we can go to the next, which is the SLR landmark. Okay, so we can go here. So my SLR landmark will be here. Okay, and just I need to check here. Okay, so the here I need to pick this SLR landmark. So I will just double click, and my SLR landmark is also picked. Okay, then same way we can go to the next and A point. Okay, which is this deepest point over here. So I'll keep my crosshair. Here somewhere it will become where it is like closing mark. Okay. And same way we can pick the PNS, orbital left, orbital right, Fourier left, Fourier right. So if I start picking all the landmarks, it will take me 2 to 5 minutes more. So I'm just to save the time, just I'm importing all the landmarks which I already taken. Okay. So here we can see now all landmarks has been created. We can see clearly in 2D as well as 3D. Okay, I just will make a fit to screen. Okay. Um, okay. And let's say sometimes let's say we want to restart due to some misunderstanding or some misalignment of the landmarks. We can just do the clear landmarks. And even let's say if we stopped here, like let's say I'm doing half of work today, but my time is closing, so I can just save this version right now, and then I can come back tomorrow and then start from this landmark only. Okay. So now I'm going to the next. Whenever we pick the next, it will ask us to choose your reference plane. Okay. And also it automatically show the pop-up of the cyclomatic analysis. So as we can see here, we have the cephalometric analysis where SNA and SNB are 82.88 and the and SNB was 79.4, but A and B is minus 3.5, right? Which can show us the class 3 kind of deformity. So for that, and also we can clearly see there is we need to make the advancement for the maxilla. Also, we need to set back the mandible, right? So that how we can able to get the idea based on the measurement. So it has all the measurement what we require, and even it can do the highlight in the green and red, which can help us to directly see those deformed details, right? So we can see right now the pre-op measurements, and right now if we want to see the measurement within a 3D, then just we need to click on this button and we can see this measurement. If you want to show all, just I can click here and my all measurements are showing to me. So let's see the A and B measurement, right? Which is the measurement between the A and B. Okay, which is the measurement between A point, B point, and end point. So we can see clearly here, as well as let's say I want to do the measurement of Gonian angle left and right. We can clearly see within 3D, as well as it is 145 and 138, uh, and all other measurements, and even the dental related as well as the landmark will be also shown whenever we do the post-op. Now, there will be a condition like sometimes this patient doesn't have, like each patient doesn't have a same like acceptable value, right? So we can able to edit our normal value, right? So what would be the normal value for SNB? If we want to change for this particular case, we can able to do it. Let's say right now it is like 82, okay, and let's say I want to keep from 86 to 81. Okay, and save it, then it automatically we can see now it's made it red, and we can see it has changed that value. Okay, so that can be done over here if anytime we want to reset this value. Um, so this is a cephalometric analysis which can help us. Even we can able to export this measurement if required, and we can able to choose our reference plane, right? So now this reference plane is creating further more planes, as example mid sagittal planes, VP plane, and also we have an option to move to the occlusion plane. Okay, so when we place the occlusion plane, then all the reference after this planning will move to the occlusion plane. Okay, so if I confirm, now my plane has changed, and if I place my any view, it has changed to my occlusion plane. If I want to go back to a Frankfurt, I can just click and confirm. Okay, and once it is confirmed, we can go to the next step, which is the step about the osteotomy. Okay, so of course, based on the cephalometric analysis, we will get the idea what resection will be done and what movement we need to do, and also the end user, customer, surgeon can also guide us for the preoperative planning. So here we can start with the Lefort resection. So in the Lefort, we have two options. Okay, so there is an automatic plane creation and also the manual. Okay, so let me just do the auto create. Okay, and you can see automatically it has created this plane. Okay, which I can just select it and able to drag and drop it. Okay, and then I can also able to change my angle. Okay, so I can modify my plane angle as I want. Okay, and even I can able to move it. Okay, so here just I need to make sure that it is resecting thoroughly, right? So it is not resecting thoroughly, so I will just move it posterior side, and this resection right now is parallel to our Frankfurt plane. Okay, so that's why this horizontal reference plane is more important for us. And here the critical part is about like we need to save the teeth roots, right? So we can just activate the teeth root, and here we can see the teeth are already uploaded, right? So we can see the clear distance. And even let's say if you don't want to measure, right, particular parts, so we can just activate this grid, right? And now we can see each grid have a 5 mm per cell, right? So I can see here, so it has sorry, okay. So if I locate here, so it is 10 to about 0. So it has about more than a 5 mm, or we can say 8 mm of gap between the two. So both sides. So which will be safe for me, right? So I can just now hide my tooths over here, as well as let me just hide my grids. Okay. And then just we need to place on the cut. And right now, it is now based on our placement of this plane, Lefort 1 plane, it will do the osteotomy. In future, we also have a plan. Once the Lefort one is done, there would be a condition to do the Y cut. So we are going to also introduce the Y cut, which can now do the resection in a three parts. So right now it is doing resection in two part, where the upper maxilla, the remaining maxilla is going to be shown, and then after it show the lower part. Let me just do the clear cut. Let me just see if it is properly mapped or not. Okay, and just apply cut. So that could be the future enhancement what we are planning for this Lefort one cut. We can wait until it's doing the osteotomy. Okay, and here we can see clearly our maxilla has been resected properly. Okay, and then now I can click on finish, and I can just click here, and you can see each bone has separated properly. Now, as we know, we want to also do the BSSO. So I will just click on the BSSO. Here also we have a two option, manual or the auto. Okay. So now I will do the manual. Okay. So we can able to explore both the option. Okay. So for manual, it will also guide you in the left side where you pick the landmarks. Okay. So I can just pick my first landmark over here, because we need to save here the alveolar artery. Alveolar artery should not be resected on this part. So I will just keep my second point over here, then third point on the anterior side. So left external oblique, I'll just keep here. Okay, not here, little bit posterior side. Okay, and then fourth point would be here. Okay, and then after, similar way, I need to pick the points on the opposite side. Okay, and now we can see whenever our all points are placed, we can clearly see it has created the place. And even if we want, we can do further modification still. Okay, we can just uh, pick the points and we can do the movement. Now let me just apply the cuts. Okay, it's just not doing cuts for this one, so I will just do minor movement for this particular part. Okay, and then just apply cut. Okay, and we can clearly see now it has resected my base. It is bisagittal splint osteotomy, right? So it has resected my mandibles with the anterior part. And now I can just click on finish, and yes. So we have two osteotomy done. And just for demonstration, I'm also going to do the genioplasty, where I will just click on the again auto. Let's say this time, and we can. Okay, sorry, I can keep anterior view and just move it. Also move it this part here, this part here, change the angle. Okay, move it down somewhere here. Okay, and even we can able to activate the grid if required. So I will press R, then just rotate it, and that's it. And apply cut. So right now we have this, we have applied the Lefort one BSSO and genioplasty. Okay, and then finish. Okay, so all the three osteotomy has been done, and then we can go to the next step. Now we have an option to import the final bite. Sometimes user have the final bite STL as well as of the intraoral scan. So it is very easy. Just we can import those the upper and lower jaw STLs of that final bite, and then just it will again ask you to do the registration with your intraoral scan, or we can say the maxilla and mandible teeth, and then it will automatically do the movement. Okay, of if you did the Lefort movement, then automatically your mandible movement will automatically adjust it. So that step we also have over here. I don't have the data right now, so I'm just skipping this step right now because I want to do the manual movement. Now I will just keep the right view. And now the key part about the osteotomy is this movement, right? Because we want to do this planning because we can able to correct the deformity of the patient. And to correct the deformity, this kind of steps we need to go through because that will give us the idea about, let's say, the deformity. Where is the deformity? It can also give us the idea. It also give us the help for post process. So for that, it will be very easy. So now let's say I will just click on the report one. There is a setting also. You can see if you want to rotate, translate from here. And by default, it is aligned with horizontal reference planes. Our horizontal reference plane is right now the Frankfurt plane. Okay. So let's say I want to do the advancement about, let's say, somewhere here. Okay. But I don't know how much advancement I did. I can clearly see here a pop-up where I can see the 4.5 mm, which I don't want to do the 4.5 mm. I just want to do 4 mm. Okay. So I will just type and enter. Okay. And then just outside of that. So my leaf has advanced to the 4 mm to the anterior side. And in left side, you can clearly see all the movements. Okay. So here we can see it is forwarded 4 mm. And let's say if I click here and let's say if I do the roll, okay, let's say I want to roll little bit about 2.4, right? We can see clearly it is rolled about 2.4. Okay, but I don't want to do the roll for now. So those movement will be captured. And sometime there will be a condition. Let's say I want to do the rotation based on some points on the, let's say the landmarks, right? From some landmark, I want to move this, my position of this, the position of the resected leaf node. So I can just have a two option, peak on surface. So I just click here and double click and my position will be changed. And another option, I can pick any landmark. So I can, let's say, pick second molar and my landmark will be, my position will be changed. Okay, so that how we have all the option. And yes, now I will just keep again here, click on surface. Okay, I'll just reset my PowerPoint. Okay. And now, as we did the advancement forward at 4 mm, now I want to also do the BSSO movement. So first of all, we can see some rotational issue, right? So I can just do the rotation by here. Okay. So right now I did 6.5. I want to do a precise. So I will just press -6. Okay. So which is now -6 has applied to the mandible as well as the chin. We can clearly see. So chin has like chin is down right now. Okay. So here it is adjusted. Okay. And further we can see some translation will be needed. I can press here or I can press my shortcut key. Okay. And we can clearly see the alignment. So here we can clearly see like it has touched over here. So I can just move it down. We also have an option to highlight tooth intersection. So if I active, okay, so it is little heavy operation. So just you need to wait again for 5 seconds to 10 seconds and will calculate where the intersection is happening and it will show you and it will highlight that particular surface. So then again, you can off this and then do the movement and you can able to check it. So that's how it can help us in the movement. And then after I want to also do the chin advancement. Okay, so I can just do only chin from here. Let's say I want to do 2.5. Okay, so this is our plan. What we did, about the advancement, 4 mm. We also did the mandible advancement and also we did the chin advancement as well as the roll. Okay, so those all things are calculated over here. And uh, here in the cephalometric analysis, now we will have a post-op measurements based on this post-op condition. So this is the pre-op condition. If I want to just show you, okay, so I will just activate. And this was the pre-op condition, what we see. Okay, and now this is my post-op new condition. So we can clearly compare how much things we did the change. And also it will give us if I click how to move, right? So it was first moved 4 mm. Okay, here in BSSO, we did two movement, 1.8 mm as well as we moved about 6 degree. So this movement also captured and for all. Okay, so we can have all the steps how the movement has been done. So if even anything is happened, right? Any issue, then I can just reset and again able to do it. So here we can see all the movement over here, as well as we can see the all the landmark movement, about like how much movement has done for each individual landmark. Okay, so that can be automatically calculated over here. So we can verify again, uh, and just see it. And then after we can move to the next step, which is about the soft tissue. Okay, so let me just upload the soft tissue over here. Okay. If it is already uploaded, then don't need to upload. Uh, if it is not uploaded, then just we need to it is there is option to just upload over here. So it is right now just loading. You can wait for a few seconds. Usually, this kind of planning can be done. Let's say it will take a little time in landmark creation, intraoral scan registration. That's only, and then after it is just a few minutes of the game, and you can able to do the virtual plan. And now we can see it is uploaded, and then just I need to give a command to generate the soft tissue simulation. So it is running right now algorithm based on the uploaded soft tissue scheme. And soft tissue skin is it that also created from here. So you can see it is just a whole soft tissue. What we can see over here. I can just make it transparent. So we can clearly see soft tissue, how it was made. Okay. And once this soft tissue simulation is done, we'll see the information. It has been done. It will be, of course, not accurate because it was algorithm based. It was not for the real condition, like, but it would be up to mark, like we can say 80 to 90% of the symmetricity could be like matched with the actual surgery. So here we can see now the post-op condition. Okay, so if I click on pre-op, we can see the pre-op condition and post-op condition clearly. And even I can just do the transparency, more transparency to get the better idea. And we can see even the lip also has a mode separately. Okay, so that's how we can see the movement over here. Okay. And if I want to see the heat mapping, then also it could be give us over here where I can click on heat mapping and we can see as we did some movement and the rotation. That's why mostly it has affected on the BS mandible because we did more movement on mandible side. Lip just we did minor movement. And also we can see some movement on the chin side, right? So it can also give us the heat map and the data. So now my pre-op and post-op condition is done, and now I can just finish. And here we can see the pre-op and post-op as a review mode. Okay, so now it is in review. So just I can save it, my plan as a version. So I can, when I click, I can keep my plan one, or let's say, or oblique, let's say version one kind of name I can give. And we can able to make multiple version, okay, if required. And then one of the version can be sent for the review. So just I need to click on save. And once it is saved, we'll just advance the case from this design planning to the next step, which is about design planning review, where internal review can be done, and then the surgeon review would be done at the end. Where we surgeon will of course surgeon have the login, right? So they can just log in, they will notify whenever plan is came for review, and from here they will get the awaiting approval for that case. So I'll just go to the case list, and let's say this is case for surgery review. So I'll just click on this button and it hear me. Okay. So whatever we did the plan, they can able to see. Now the thing is like they want to do either they can approve or reject, right? But if they want to do a very minor modification and they are used to, right? Then they just go to the movement, right? And they can just go here and they can do the minor movement. Let's say the BSSO and Genio was not moved accurately, right? So I can just activate BSSO as well as, okay. And then just I can do the movement. Let's say there is a 1 mm of movement. I want to just correct it. Or even let's say I want to do the Lefort correction, osteotomy correction, all things can be done. Okay. And then after we can click on next over here, where now it automatically update my soft tissue. Okay. Based on this new movement. And they can again verify. And then after the next step is about the approving. So it will save a lot of time in back and forth. Okay, so now this new prediction, this was the pre-op, this was the post-op. From right side view, it will be more accurate. So we can see now this is the pre-op and post-op. So either they can approve or reject it. So they can provide approve comment if any comment they want to provide, and here they can just need to enter their password and confirm. So that how this case will be approved, and then the next step is going to be done is about the uh, like surgeon review has been done, and then after it has the option to export all the plan from the platform. So let's say I can just go back over here, and we have option right now over here for to export the Cephalometric analysis, landmarks, and as well as the objects. So if I click on objects, it will I'll ask me like which objects you want to export. If you want to all export, then we can just click on all, or specific, then we can also able to export specific object. We can help us in creating the splint. So we can create this kind of splints right now offline. In coming months, 1 or 2, we are going to introduce the splint design as well as we are already working. So splint can be also created within a cloud. And of course, if there is a patient-specific plate required, then that can be created. Or let's say there would be surgical guide is needed for osteotomy, then that could be also created offline. So that's how it can go end to end. So that was the end-to-end orthognathic plan, which I want to demonstrate to you. I hope everyone get the details and all kind of information what we have. I think there is a question. Feel free to ask a question. I think we'll take 5 minutes more. Let me just stop my screen. So yes, there is a question. The normal values under parenthesis are for which population demographics? Okay, so right now it is based on Indian population. Based on that, we did the research. But the parent value that can be resetted. Okay, so let's say based on let's say US data or let's say Europe data, any country specific, we want to keep a default data as a different, right? Then that could be possible while implementing this platform specifically for this region. So that could be possible. And then after still there is option if we want to modify for particular case. What is the cost of for buying to license to? So I think for cost and let's say if anyone want demo or anything, then just reach out on our website 3surgical.com. You can reach out to contact@3surgical.com as well as with email, or just drop your message on our website. So we can take it forward. So it is this system, this orthognathic planning is a wholly cloud-based. There's two options. Either you can do the planning on our platform, where we have the you will get as a account as a engineer or surgeon. But if you want to own your all the platform related things, let's say the database data storage should be within your country, right? Then we can also help in personalized branded platform which we can host in particular country. Let's say if I want to host in Germany, I can able to host in Germany within a server with the white labeling of that company or of that particular company or hospital, and they can able to use it. But the features and everything going to remain same. Okay, so that what we have. Any question, anyone? Furthermore? Feel free to drop in the chat. No? Okay, then. Thank you so much, everyone. All the people who given their time to, of course, joining this webinar and being with us for 1 hour. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll maybe come in future with some new priority planning software and their use case. So thank you so much. Bye.